Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing great and you're all enjoying the heat wave that we're all facing together. So this video is going to be in continuation to my last video regarding Plab 2. Once I made that video, I received a feedback from some of you that I should make a separate video on IPS, that is the Interpersonal Skills in the Plab 2 exam, because that is the major domain that people are facing problem in these days, and I understand that that is a tricky area. So this video is going to be focused solely and primarily on your interpersonal skills and how to tackle that. So as I mentioned in my last video, your Plab 2, it has 3 domains and you're going to be marked on them. First is your history, and that's going to be 4 marks. Second is your interpersonal skills, that's going to be 4 marks. And the third is your management, that's going to be 4 marks. And all of these domains, they're equally important. The reason some people, they are failing Plab 2 is because, they take very good histories. They're focused primarily on histories, and because of that, because they want to check mark everything in the history, they miss out on the IPS and the management, and that is the major problem area. So you don't have to take very long histories, you have to focus equally on your IPS and your management. So your interpersonal skills, what exactly are they? That is your sympathy, your empathy, how you build up a good conversation with your patient, how you take your patient into confidence, how your patient develops a feeling of trust towards you, and how your patient confides in you. That is all your IPS is. So why do many people fail in their IPS? It's carrying 4 marks, and the reason many people get 0 or 1 in their IPS, even though they say they've mentioned everything that they were supposed to say, and yet they scored pretty low. Why is that? Well, to put it in one word, it's because you are scripted. They're scripted, they're following the script, they're saying what they're supposed to say, but they don't have any human touch to it. They don't have any human consultation touch to it. Just saying these cramped lines that, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that must be so frustrating for you, that must be so difficult. They can tell that in a second that this is scripted and you're following the script, you have not learned it, and that is what you're following. That sounds cramped. So don't do that. Be natural. Be like you would be in your own setup. Be very human towards your consultation. You don't have to say, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that every time a patient mentions that they're in pain. You have to say something out of the box. So good phrases would be, okay, I understand that must be really difficult to go through, but I will try my best to help you out, and we will try our best to figure out a solution together for you, right? Or you can say something out of the box. For example, in my exam, I had a patient with schizophrenia, and he was not confiding in me, and I had 8 minutes to complete that station. Until 3 or 4 minutes, he was not opening up. So that patient had the feeling that the police was chasing him and he had done something wrong. He was delusional. He had some delusions that he had done something wrong, and the police was after him and the police was chasing him. So in my IPS, I offered that patient that, all right, if you want, I can talk to a member of the police staff for you, and I can ask somebody from the staff to come to you and to explain to you that they're not after you. You haven't done anything wrong. Would that help? Would that comfort you? And would that assure you that the police are not after you? And he was like, yeah, if you can arrange somebody from the police to come to me and tell them themselves that they're not after me and that I haven't done anything wrong, that might help me a bit. And that is the moment he opened up to me. That was IPS, and I scored 4 in my IPS in that station. So the point being is that your IPS, don't use the same phrases, I'm so sorry, that must be difficult, or just don't use them too often, because you will sound scripted. That is one point. Another point is that you can offer them solutions, possible non-medical solutions in your IPS. For example, you haven't moved towards the management yet, and the person isn't opening up. Now, don't think that solutions are only in the management. The solutions are also in your IPS. So if you want a patient to open up, you can use potential non-medical solutions in your IPS. For example, if a patient, if a female has just delivered a child and she's in pain and she wants more morphine, but you don't want to give her more morphine because that's going to be bad for her. So what you can say is that, as a comfort, you can say, if you want, I can arrange for the nurse to bring your children, to bring your babies to you, and seeing them might comfort you, seeing them might relieve your pain, might ease down the pain. Would that help? And she'd say, yeah, that's a good idea. Could you arrange that as soon as possible? That's IPS. That's a solution, a non-medical solution, and that counts in your IPS. So in short, your IPS should not be cramped, it should not be scripted, and it should come very naturally, in a very fluent, in a very natural, human way. And if you do that, I'm sure you're scoring pretty well on that. So just follow these simple tips and tricks, and all the best.